We're going to look at the Pink Panther. And we're going to make it into a really cool exercise for guitar. So for those that are new to guitar and you want something to get all your fingers working, Pink Panther theme, a really cool way to do it. We're going to work all four of our fingers. We're going to keep our thumb disciplined in one position. And we've also color-coded the PDF file. So if you don't have a copy of the PDF, please drop me a WhatsApp or message me. I'll happily send it or email it to you. But it's going to be with reference to the PDF as well. So let's get going. Now on the PDF, assuming you've got it, you'll notice I've color-coded each string. So everything on the third string, I've got in red. When I go through to the blue string, that's the second string for the 2 and 3. And eventually when I get to the 3, 2 on the first string, it's in green. So it's just to help the younger kids to get familiar that they're changing strings. I notice sometimes the new younger kids to guitar sometimes get the numbers right, but they forget to cross over different strings. Okay, enough chatting, off to Pink Panther. We're looking at breaking it into small phrases. So the first phrase is going to sound like this. Now I'm going to sit and change my angle a little bit so it's a bit more head on. And now you can see how my finger allocation or finger positioning on my fretting hand is. You see I've numbered my fingers. And the first 1, 2, 3, 4, what's cool about this is that your tab, the 1, 2, 3, 4, actually happens to be the same as the finger numbers, which doesn't always happen. But for this song, your finger number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the same as frets 1, 2, and 3, and 4, which is quite cool. Okay, first phrase, we're going to go. And that is simply slow motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Phrase 1. Now, the next two notes for the next little part is in blue, and it's going to be the 2, 3. We're going to come down from the third string, and we're going to go to the second string. And that is the 2 and 3 on the second string. So every time we add a new part onto this, I want to go back to the initial beginning phrase and join it all together. So now we're going to have this. Like that. Now you might hear in the background a bit of a tap like that. And if you can hear it on the video, that's just me tapping on the guitar to help with the rhythm. It's not that important. I'll focus on your picking hand later. Okay, after the 2, 3 in blue, we're back to 3 and 4 in red. And again, as we said, every time we add on a new part, we go to the beginning and take it through. Now this time I'm going to count, so if you'd like to play along with me, that'd be cool. You ready? One finger per fret. Notice my thumb doesn't move, or it hardly moves. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you can see the 3, 4 kicking in. Now after that, the next 2, 3 is simply a repetition of what we've just done already. So as it builds in, there's a little bit of repetition there. And it's a nice way, like we said, to get all the fingers working, especially the pinky, that's our silly finger, and to getting your hand stretching a bit open. Okay, rewind time from the beginning, including the last 2, 3 we just spoke about. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're finally onto the green, the first string with 3, 2. Notice fingers coinciding with the fret numbers, 3, 2. And as we said, every time we add on, we go back to the beginning. Now, I just want to quickly make a detour to our picking hand. I've been playing with my fingers for this song over here, so you can see my first finger is doing all the work. Please, I don't want us to use your thumb, so what I'm going to do now, please don't do that. In other words, don't let your thumb do the work. Rather let your first finger, then come a bit closer. You can see how nicely my first finger is working there. And you can see my thumb is simply resting on the strings for positioning. So it's not like that. That's bad technique. And we're not picking with the thumb. We're picking with your pointy finger. Now, if you decide that you prefer working with a pick, you can also do it like this. Come a bit closer so you can see the pick up close there. There we have it, a bit of an angle. And this could also work for you. And you can hear the difference in the sound of the pick. The pick is much more clearer. With the fingers a bit more mellower. So ultimately, I don't really mind if you prefer the warmer sound of the fingers or if you prefer more of the crispier sound of the pick. As long as you're happy, I'm cool. Okay, back to our fretting hand. We've just finished the brass 3-2 in green, and now we're onto the 0, which means open string. 0 means open, and it's open 3 in blue on your PDF. Please tell me you didn't print it out in black and white, otherwise you can have a color problem. So print it out in color, and you can see your 0, 3, open and third frets on the second string. And as we said, every time we add a new part, we rewind and we take it from the top. 2 and 3 and 4 and... And I took the liberty of adding in the 2-1 now, just because it felt cool. And the 2-1 is also in green. And again, you can see finger 2 and finger 1, finishing it off. Now I'm going to zoom out a bit now so you can start to see both left and right hands working together. And this will give us a nice indication of both. Okay, from the top, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the little tap that I was doing in the beginning that you probably heard, you don't have to do that. I just like the rhythmic sound of the tapping. It's not a must. We're doing our own translation. And the purpose of this over here, other than learning a really cool tune, the Pink Panther tune, I think we should all learn it somewhere, is to get the finger exercise. So we're taking the Pink Panther more as a finger exercise to make our pinky and all the fingers work together. Okay. Now the last part, which is going to sound like this, which is a combination of the green open, 3 open on the blue, 2 on the red, and back to the 0. Those 5 notes need to be quite quick. So I'm going to zoom in again onto your fretting hand, and we're going to see what to do there. We're starting, like we said, with the open string. That's the green on the first, 3rd on the blue. Now you'll notice over here, I'm pointing at my finger because the next note, I'm not picking it. I'm actually picking the 3, that's the 3 you're hearing, and I'm flicking this finger off. And as I flick the string, it sounds and gives me that open note. Then I go to the red 2, which is going to be over here, and we finish on the open second. So super slow motion, and at speed, and there you have it. Now I'm not going to go through the second and third lines of the PDF. I think that once we've got the understanding of how to read the first line, you've actually got enough to actually be able to work your whole way through it. So before I finish off now, I'm going to zoom out to show left and right hands again, and I'm going to let you play along with me at different speeds. And we're going to use a pick for the last part, not because I think you must use a pick. I just wanted to create a bit of a difference in the sound, in the tone, just so you can hear for yourself. End of the day, if you're a pick player, use one. If you're a finger player, use fingers. Okay, here it goes. Nice and slow. This is your speed. Ooh, don't want to do that. Okay, let's have a go. 2 and 3 and 4. 2, 3. A little bit faster now. 2 and 3 and 4 and... 2 and 3. And we're counting 2 and 3 in the space between the 2-1 and the 0, just so we can get in unison with it. And then obviously if you can get a bit faster with the whole piece, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3, and there you have it. See if you can work out the rest of the Pink Panther theme from the tab that I've given you. If there's any parts you're not familiar with, please feel free to give me a WhatsApp. I'd be happy to help. Otherwise, have an awesome week. Make sure your pinky's been working. In other words, don't play everything with one finger. And you're going to have a much more smarter left and right hand. Cheers for now.